liquidity here. I won't take here zone. Maybe I can try to see if here there was a zone. I will take this as a zone. Why? This is for the future time, but this is monthly. You can wait this thing even for 5 years. So we are just trying to understand. So if the monthly is like that, then we go to weekly. So you can see that I was telling you this is now price is trying to retracing up to this level to see at least our nearest level to see. That means by all means in this area weekly we are retracing. So this was the current structure break, this, and if we are to mark, this was a zone. Now, but you can see this zone was already mitigated, so it should be below. But now this, because now I'm used of these things, you will maybe get them to the lower time frame. You can see now the trend is here. Price is trying to trend. Okay, so we need to see at least a retracement so that we can push down. Or you can even take a note and mark. Why am I not? Why didn't I put a zone here or here? You can see as price was retracing, it mitigated this zone. So here it has buy side liquidity or trend line liquidity. So you know that you're using this zone, but it has liquidity above. A zone having liquidity above doesn't mean it's not valid. It depends on the type of trader you are. So that's why I've chosen this zone. Okay. So now let's go to weekly. Now someone always lying top-down analysis does not work. Let me tell you, you will learn everything. But you will again need to do top-down analysis. I think you can see in trading something that you see on the higher time frame, it should directly respond to something you're seeing on the lower time frame. You can see I'm from weekly, but all things are matching out and hadn't done what? Zoomed in. So this is daily. Price was still trend. This is why I did not mark here because of this trend line liquidity. So I rather go with this. So when it comes at this time, most people always like to take the 50% of the zone. Let's say here. %50 of the zone or the opening of the. Of course, now if someone takes trade here, right, it differs in the risk. Sorry, it differs in the risk to reward. All right, and maybe if someone else haven't given you the direction. Price, yes, price gave a tap into this zone, but it hasn't confirmed. Why? There is no shift in momentum. We are not seeing any candle that is really promising that price is going to retrace or return to sellers. No, but we are still playing around in this zone. So if I'm to look closely, here there is some liquidity. Maybe you'll see it. So I just go down. This is weekly. Let's go to H4. So you can see here we have liquidity lying at that place. All right. So to know that something that you are in an impulsive retracement does not give a clear structure. Right now you can see this is a retracement, but things are not on order. All right. So now here you see where the market is lying. Price now, this reaction is due to this imbalance. Are you seeing this imbalance? these candlesticks. To shift from here, now we look for something closer below this. So now, if we were to choose a zone, maybe we can take this here, right? But this is an internal zone. So this comes when you keep on refining. So there is that look of things of due to this structure break. I think now with time I'm going to be deleting those things. So you should focus. All right? So we are in this retracement. Market is buying. When price tapped into this zone, price tried to push up. Price was pushing to the upside. This was the most recent imbalance that price is reacting to. But now this means that price, if there is this imbalance, then here there is a minor structure. It will be like on 15 minutes, of which gives here a certain order block, right? But the real moves of DXY, there are these candles, right? So you shouldn't be manipulated with these things. Actually, if you see even these things, always don't give it time, right? Don't try to mark those things. You'll be slaughtered. Either now, if news come in, if you have to push up, price is going to just pamba at this place and comes back. Because now, if you have to mark the nearest order block here, it should be here. At least what you would call to clear this liquidity, either bump into this zone or gives me a clear structure, then I will be selling. That could come with long term, right? So if you are to trade news, we go on the lower time frame. So now this is how things, of course, if you have to look at things, price is going to move like this or this. So now what I was telling me, I can't enter the market here. So I gotta focus support. Where is this? I either wait for the market to tap into this zone, I see the reaction, or this zone. No matter how price or market is, if price reaches at the exact point, it has to cause a reaction. Whether it takes how long, you should be disciplined up to that level. So we have this zone. And why am I putting this in consideration? Because we have lagging sell side liquidity below. And we have this. This is liquidity. That's why I just marked this line. Are we together? Okay. So let's try to go on 15 minutes. But that's the last one. I can go below. You won't see me analyzing 1 minute. You can see that we marked this thing from the higher time frame. You see, this zone has liquidity, and of which it is in our supply. So, do I really need to mark words there, to put their words? I think if I put a line and I explain, it's good. Okay, so now you can see where we started from. Monthly, we are just now focusing. Sorry. You can see this zone that I was telling you that there must be another block. Are you seeing it? This one. Okay, so now we just mark this as our order block. I'm sure someone is waiting. Are we buying or selling? You will be shocked. So this is where here I'm not, if price rises, I'm not seeing anywhere to hold to start selling unless if price gives a shift in momentum and structure. Do you know that word? At least I need something like this. or this. That's when, in case price comes back at this level, I can do what? I can be selling. But as the moment, you can see now here there is liquidity. All right, and either, so one thing that always kills in the market is trying to catch both two things at once. You say like, now you're going to sell to buy, but if the sell continues and you have entered the buy, you're banged. So we know, at least here, if I'm to be safe, I'd rather wait for the market to reach into this zone. Then I'll be targeting this liquidity above. That is the first scenario. Either enter at the opening or here in this zone, it depends. But your stop loss should be exactly here, because you don't want to risk. And here, if you enter here, even if you're targeting here, this is like 1 to 5 risk to reward. That's the first option. The second, you see that, are you seeing where price is lagging? That's liquidity. So in one thing in the market, if whenever you're not seeing liquidity, you become the liquidity. If you don't spot it, so even a risk zone, of course you can enter risk, you can risk a little, but now you can see, and this can happen. I want you to follow everything, and this can, I think this is also possible. Bamba, So I don't give signals. Why? I don't tell you to buy or sell, because I explain you my perspective. No gatako obongo no labe kisobola okukolera. Sisobola kuba Yesu awe munzitira wano. So but that's before I go to EU. Has everyone now understood? Now we know that this is DXY. That if DXY here at this level that it is, if it's trying to push down, if it is pushing here, gold and EU, they are going to be buying. Right? And let's pray that this NFP is like the other last month. Because of the other last month, it was moving in one direction. Most of the cases, NFP tries to first drag up, comes down. So let's pray, at first, let's pray it comes in one direction. If NFP starts from here and sells, that means it will be buying. But probably me, I like seeing things like this. That's when I'm really safe. At least I know I have some liquidity backing me up. Or I want to see something like this. Sorry. I rather take care of this, because you can see now. Okay, excuse me. You can see why you need to be so keen in the market. Trading is simple. You just need to understand things, the way things are working. So are we together? Is waliwo ina obuzibu? And that's why I tell you we don't drive the market. We only react on what we only predict basing on the reaction of the market, right? Because someone calls him a sniper or a guru or those funny names. Sorry, nyinza okuba njogedde erinnya eryo ng'oli wano nga weeyita ghost, si mu mutima mubi. So, are we fine now? I'm sure someone is still asking the direction. Someone wants to know if we are going to buy or sell. back on monthly. Let me check on my previous updates so that I can know. So those who are not around, someone who's going to get a funded account today is going to get 70%. I know, but
you see, shifting from here is very easy. Now when you take time, you come with the knowledge.
So you want again, I should analyze again this way. Okay, so we come back. If we did not follow, as we are doing top-down analysis on DXY, follow this, right? You first of all come to your mind, see on your charts. If you zoom out, this is your chart, right? What is the direction of this chart? This was the internal one. All right. This was the zone, and this zone, the mine. So here we have liquidity above. Liquidity above here. This was the break of structure, and this was the internal, right? Why am I marking this zone? I did not want to take the entire, because I know if price breaks this zone, it will either create a new structure, that means this will make it invalid. So that is monthly. We know that in whatever we are doing, price is going to do what? We are in a retracement of buys, but this is monthly, right? When price was pushing up to this level, you can see that price did what? Has been consolidating. These are not clear moves. These should be the clear moves, these candles. So there must be something making this thing consolidate at this time, all right? And if you watch the last month closure candle, you will see that this candle closed as, is it a hammer? Yes, a bullish hammer. So even if we are to sell back, price has to first come back, mitigate this week so that we can sell in case that happens. Are we together? So let's go on weekly. Nsobola okunyonyola ebintu obulungi noyagala nongulira soda simuwowe. So you can see how things, as I told you, if things are not corresponding to things you're done on the higher time frame, get out of the market. That means you're not to get down, right? So you can see this is a retracement on the higher time frame, but if you come on the weekly, you will see that it is what? It is a trend. Let's maybe start from here, break, price retested, then it broke structure above. So we need to see, are we going to be mitigated, right? And you can see here where it's tried to react, it broke this zone. That means we have to push, and if we are to push, we'll be targeting here. Here will be a minor zone. So that you can see the difference. Okay, so you see how long it takes to mark one pair, and someone has a watch list of 10 pairs. Wabanga, I don't know what I'm doing. So price is in that zone. So you either expect price to come back, it can come back, and this can be on our first target before any other thing. That, or price comes back, This is also possible. Gives a reaction, creates lower equals liquidity. It comes at this main, it pushes up. And this is also possible. Right? Sorry. So we either have this price to penetrate, and we can come back and look to things there, or price to come I always tell people, do not direct the market more than one direction, because no one drives the market. If you get chance, drive one direction, wait for it to be gone, to be stepped out, look for another chance. So you have this, you can see where price is in our zone. That, if it manages to penetrate, sorry, we will wait for it there. So this is weekly, right? So now what is our price action now? We are, and if you are seeing that I'm doing something wrong, you can see it, you're welcome to correct me. So, are you thinking how things correspond? So, if we try to refine this area, we have a zone there, a block, right? Has it been mitigated? Kind of, but not that much. And also it is a minor break. So if you are to be on the daily, you will see prices still bullish, but we are in a retracement. So we either don't know if the retracement ends up here or here. So that's what I told you, either we get a reaction from this level up, or the market is going to do what? Why do we keep refining? Just to see a clear direction, or we come back at this level, right? So let's go on H4. So mark my words, whenever price reacts an unbalanced zone, it has always to give structure. When it reacts into an unmitigated block, there you don't need a structure. That means price is already has already been completing structure. But if it reacts like the way price reacted at this zone, that means price had to create a clear structure on the lower time frame so that we can push up. So here we have a demand zone that led to this break of structure. Why am I not deleting this? Because all these things are working out clearly. So this was an internal break of structure. Are you seeing that zone? So everything that you see here is like everything you see here matters. So in higher perspective, this thing is still bearish. All right, but when you go back on DXY, what was DXY telling us on H4? Okay, let's focus on this. So you see this, this thing has to be swept with one strong serious candle, very good one. Either, now you see now here issues where issues are coming from. Is that making sense? So if we did not start together, I'm sure you'll get confused. So prices here, the structure is still bearish. right? But we are soon approaching our demand zone of the lower time frame. In the other terms, we are already in our zone of weekly and daily, but price price has tapped into our demand on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame it hasn't decided. All right, so all these are demand zones. That means here it has already tapped in, it can still push up, or price can still come back here and push up. So lastly, we go back on H1. So this is H1. So people who traded in the morning, how are you feeling? Because I'm sure 80% were banged. You see, even yesterday we traded this buy from here on 15 minutes, but it was like gold, which we know. Because price never moved that much. So this is how we look up things. This is liquidity, equal lows. You see? Even if you try to penetrate this thing up to here, it will reach there. Let me just delete that. We are on H1, right? So we are remaining with how many? It's like we are remaining with 30 minutes candles, right? To go to news. Okay, 1.5 hours. So this is liquidity. This might be a push to the downside. If you can remember, also DXY is like something like this. But DXY does not move that much. As I would sell and price left me, I would wait to see if price is going to come back here so that I can be selling. Maybe to catch that move. But I can't catch that move, right? This one. I either wait price to come back at and it's not much. It's not a lot of time. If price is really moving in its direction, it's even 1 minute candle can reach here. Then you sell. You imagine that here, this zone has been mitigated. I'm sure now someone is confused. Why is that zone marked like that? Or maybe you can try to, I don't want to penetrate it up to this level. So either I wait price to clear this. Maybe it can tap there, then push. That's another probability. Remember, we trade what we see, not what we know in the market. I don't like to go in 1 minute. Let's go on 15 and we see. Banana. So am I making sense? Are you seeing why I marked this zone? Mujida, are you seeing this candle? Now you know soko 2K. If you can see things in Gatona 2K, you know, well and good. Are you seeing why I said this zone? I think this candlesticks. So this is 15 minutes. You can see we are on 15-minute chart, but on the item frame we are in certain demand and certain zone. That's why you are seeing everything is covered. This is why I was telling you, and I'm sure someone is waiting for a buy here. Now this is also liquidity. Yes, this is a pool here. I maybe would prefer that, I would imagine that here Asian session liquidity was cleared. Then now I'll be buying, targeting this liquidity, right? The yesterday's London, the New York, and the Asian. So mulaba wano waliwo supu, right? That would be the reason if someone is to be buying, backing up your buys. So if maybe someone did not enter sell here, that's why I always tell you to be safe in the market, you should enter earlier. If you did not enter sell here, and of which here I don't see a reason of entering a sell, because Zenganze Dimutitis here, I wouldn't enter a sell because I don't want to be banged, lost a lot of money. So this would be a reason. If I enter here buy, if maybe I entered here, I would be risking very, very few pips, targeting this and that. Are we together? Here, I don't see a reason of selling. If I did not enter here, I sell. I will either wait for market to come back, and sellers, those sellers who will only make money are those who entered here, maybe at this level, who have been holding for some good time, because I'm sure a price may first come back, take out to them, and goes back. But here I will be more interested in buyers than sellers. Here I'm more interested in buyers and sellers. At this level, I'm more interested in buyers and sellers. Why? Price cleared, took over this previous low, and again swept liquidity here. Again, it has cleared Asian liquidity. So if I'm to be entering my buys here, I'm targeting this session previous day. What? Are we together? Are we clear? Are we together, guys? So that's our man trader, blessed, the richest woman trader in Uganda. Yo. Anyway, guys, don't be distracted. Guys, don't lose focus. It's called Praise FX UG. It is Praise FX UG. Yeah, there are a lot of channels that have even more subscribers than my channel, but those are scammers. This is my WhatsApp number. It's 0751 59 40 33. 0751 59 40 33. That's my number. This is my M10. So guys, I appreciate for your time, for everything. Yeah, Katonda bampeera omukisa.
Because the market moved in one direction, we didn't face big slippages. The spread expanded a little bit, and everything was back to normal in seconds, you know. So that's not easy on other brokers. I have traded with many brokers, I have tried many, but our spreads remain the best. Okay, so let me hope some of you, all of you have deposited on Tamam to take some opportunities today. So what my brother has been analyzing, I'm not going to be different on it, because we saw he made the analysis on he made a good analysis on DXY, and we related it to Euro USD, those who have been following. And this is not a financial device. Always when you come in such events, even if not here, even if it's never a financial device, but it's like seeking opportunities for you. So it's either up to you, either you go in or you don't. You understand? Okay, so we have seen a lot of technicals, but me specifically, I'm going to be focused on the fundamental part, because that's one of the big issues why we are here. Okay, so this is not, I will still say it's not a financial device, but if you feel like trading gold today, if you feel like trading XAU USD today, kindly, me myself, you know, those who follow me, I always trade XAU, USD. But in scenarios like today, I would advise you go for at least Euro USD, GBP USD, and leave XAU USD alone. Why? So if you can look on your Forex Factory, those who can get access to Forex Factory, if you can look on Forex Factory, you see that we have fundamentals of CAD. Not so? We have fundamentals of CAD, and we all know that somewhere, somehow, fundamentals of CAD have always been affecting also gold. You understand? So we have fundamentals of CAD, and still, if I'm not mistaken, if you look in the fundamentals of CAD, there is an unemployment rate, not so? At the same time, we have an unemployment rate on USD. Okay? So I don't expect this NFP to move in one direction, because we have XAU playing with CAD. Those who are trading, mostly those who are going to trade gold, I don't expect it to be in one direction. We have NFP on USD, we have unemployment on USD, still we have unemployment on CAD. Okay, so scenarios like today, XAU remains a no-go zone to me. So I don't know you guys how you will do it. Okay, so about the fundamentals, as we have always been emphasizing, those who have been always attending the Tamam NFP events and CPI events, we have never tried to catch a falling knife. Do you know what I mean by that? Don't try to get a falling knife. We know you might end up injured. You understand? What am I trying to say? Because you know that NFP will be coming, let's say, in 5 minutes, 30 minutes, what, and we did analysis with the price, and we concluded like we expect, because we can't be 100% sure. You understand? We are not Joram Powell. So we expect, let's say we expect euro. That's according to our analysis we made. We expect euro to be more on the bulls. We expect more of the bulls on euro. So yes, if we expect them, still I would not advise you to try go in with the euro unless you are going to risk not more than 10 pips. You understand? The best way, or the professional way of approaching fundamentals, the best way, I repeat, let's say even the professional way, because many people are bringing forex trading near to gambling, but at a certain extent, you might end up being a gambler. Like today, you are more likely to end up being a gambler, trying to buy because you are trying to catch the buy. Okay, so we have seen, because if you see DXY, because Praise has approached the market in a professional way, DXY has gave you two options. Okay, so we expect DXY either to go bullish to respect a zone, or bearish to respect a zone. So a professional way of trading fundamentals, I would suggest you wait for the setup to happen. You understand? Either wait for the market to respect the bearish zone or the bullish zone. Instead of trying to go with the market on the bullish zone or the bearish zone, that's gambling then. You understand? I have seen a few people losing money in fundamentals when they are approaching it in a professional way. If you wait for setups to happen, you are not actually, if you happen to lose money, you will be losing well risked money. You understand? Because if I wait for my setup to happen, for example, as you see there, if I wait for the setup to happen, maybe to touch my zone there, then to sell with the market, meaning I will be having the capacity to know how much I'm risking, the number of pips I'm risking, the amount of money I'm risking. You understand? But if you try to catch a falling knife, you can't be sure, even if you are sure that I have risked 10 pips, you can't be sure that your stop loss will be triggered at 10 pips, because we have slippages. Those who trade with Tamam, you are likely we might not even go. We might not give you a slippage of almost 10 pips, but some brokers will give you 10 to 20. Okay, and you'll be like, this guy is mad. They are not respecting our things, blah blah. But it was you gambling with the what? With the market. Okay. Still about the fundamentals, we will find that when we are going in the when we are approaching the time of trading, okay, the market tends to give false moves. Have you realized that? They tend to give us false moves. But still, Ugandans, actually not Ugandans, but the youth, because with the youth, we are trying to get a bread. Yeah? We are trying to get something from any opportunities we get, any opportunity we get access to. You understand? We are. That's why we are even in trading, because some of you are here, you have degrees, diplomas, but still you end up in trading. Like me, I have my degree. I'll be graduating soon in December, but still I don't think I'll be doing what I went to university for, because I'm trading. You understand? I'm trading. So I'm already in. This is the business where when you are in, you can't go behind or you can't go back. You can't start quitting. If someone comes and tells you I've been trading for 1 year, but I'm quitting, he's lying. As soon as feeding the financial brokerages of Kampala, you will be looking for mentor. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, since we are all hustling, we have not yet made it. Why are you getting your savings, gambling it on fundamentals? Okay? So if you are going to trade the fundamentals and you approach it in a professional way, trust me, the loss you make will be manageable. And also you'll be learning from it. Okay, I remember back in the days when I used to trade in those fundamentals, actually, I lost more money on fundamentals. Because every time I was thinking, pips are way to become a millionaire. Every time NFP is coming, I'll feel like pips what? Are way to become a millionaire. But I end up becoming more broke, more debts, more. You understand? Okay? So today, like it was successful last time, we are hoping for the bulls to come in. That's what we expect. But you are taking it on your own list, because the professional way of approaching the market will be, yes, even if I expected the bulls, let the bulls come, then I sell with them after approaching my well-calculated zone. Don't you think it's better that way? What do you think? Don't you think it's better that way? You watch the market, you know it's better. When you, it's better to watch a fight than being involved in a fight. You understand? It's very better, because you'll be like, that was a very good knockout. Ooh, it's down. You understand? But if you are involved, you won't even see who is winning, what you understand. So it's better we wait for the setup to happen. Either they touch our zone, we sell with it. Okay? Yeah, before I proceed to another thing, we have funded accounts for Tamam. Have you heard about them? The funded accounts. So I'm good. I will not say that I'm very, very good, but when it comes to trading funded, I'm good with my young bro. That's what we always do. We rarely put money on brokers unless it's Tamam. You understand? But for that, I have been trading prop firms for some good time, but Tamam brought something special. You find that other prop firms, we have been trading phase 1, phase 2, then we go on a live account. Okay? But Tamam was like, no, we can fund these traders. If the trader brings, let's say, 40%, we shall give that trader margin. Because many people will be like, if you give me 40%, then I use 40% and I'm moved out, then I'm trading with my own money. No. If you know how to trade and you know how margin works, if someone gives you margin, it's like giving you money. You understand? Because if I have, having an account of 1K and 5K, they are different things. You understand? Because on a 5K account, I can open a standard lot on gold, but I can fail to open 2 standards on 1K. But I can open like 3 on 5K. You understand? So Tamam was like, if these traders can bring at least 40%, for example, in scenarios like today, those who want to gamble with life, all you need is to get 1M, you get your funded. After 1M getting a funded, you say, I lose nothing because I can afford this. You understand? Because you know that every broker, not only Tamam, when it is approaching the fundamental time, they increase the margin. You find that you have been able to open a 0.01 lot on a 100K account, UGX. But since it is a fundamental time, you can't. Every time you press there, you say, not enough what? Not enough money. People will be like, Tamam is not executing my orders. No. It's because there is an increment in what? In margin and liquidity. You understand? So, they are giving you an account to be able to trade bigger lots and actually to get less financial freedom. Okay? You can try them out. So, another thing, before I leave, to invite another trader here, it's about the psychology, the market psychology. Everyone here wants to make money, not so? All of us want to make money. But sometimes it's better. This is how you fight your psychology in fundamental times. Because you'll be like, yes, I want to make money, but can I afford this money? So always think that it is better to make money with a well-managed risk management than making money depending on others. You understand? The mic is off. Okay? So it's better to make money on your own than making money from what? From others. What am I trying to say? If you want to catch a falling knife, okay? If you want to catch a falling knife, you are trying to buy, let's say, euro. Okay? I'm seeing volatility chasers. Mustafa, welcome. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so that's Mustafa. I think most of you know him. Okay, so I was saying that if you are trying to catch fundamentals, the broker is now thinking for you. The broker will either take your stop loss or not. You understand? But if I'm trying to take my own trades with manageable risk management, I'm the one thinking for myself. Either I move out or not. You understand? Okay? So, whatever results come out today, guys, whatever result come out today, let's not hope it leaves you in financial problems. You are risking your rate, what, you understand? So, Praise has made a good analysis. He has gave us 2 options. We have came up with the 2 zones. Okay? We have came up with the 2 zones. Either of them, if any of them is respected, then we shall move with that trade. Though, if you want to catch a falling knife, then we shall go with the analysis. We shall look for the bulls. Okay? We shall look for the bulls. Let me give Mustafa.
Like they've introduced me, I'm called Mustafa FX, aka the Volatility Chaser. I'm the guy behind that Volatility Chasers group. And yes, it's a pleasure having you all here. Yeah, today is NFP, and as you've seen, I've just arrived, but the guys have just given me the mic. So let us just kick on. Let us just do what we think might happen during the news. So personally, today, I'm not trading the impact. I'm not. Personally, I'm not. Because what I'm looking at is a double sword, like hitting both sides. Because since yesterday, the guys are not showing anything clear to me. So I will confirm with Forex Factory and see the results after. Then if we are long-term buying, because everything is pointing to a buy. As you can see, everything is pointing to a buy. But as you can see the chart, they have a lot to do down. Okay? So personally, I'm not trading the impact. I'm not. Okay? I'm not trading the impact. I will trade the effect. So if the effect is good, I'll trade it. If it's not that clean, I'll just stay away. Because my capital, my pride. Okay? I know some of you have sold pieces of land to come and become millionaires here during NFP, but it's not the case, okay? Don't stack too much basing on what you want to lose, okay? If at all you want to keep good in these markets, the first thing is safeguard your capital. If you feel like it's not safe, don't trade. If it's safe, trade, okay? So, as far as my analysis is concerned, I'm to trade gold, and I want to show you what I want to see. If at all it happens, I'll trade. If it does not, I'm out, okay? Because that is the goal of a trader. You need two things: to know when to trade and to know when to stay away. You don't have to trade everything that you see, because these are fundamentals, okay? No one is a guru of fundamentals, I bet. No one. No one, because we are not in control of what is to happen here, okay? So whatever we are looking at, whatever we are seeing is what the market is going to offer, okay? So as we are all here waiting to see where it has impacted from, I'll be seeing you all just so calm to wait for what they will do after. Because personally, I expect a double sword. I expect them to spike down, up. That is what I expect. If they give me that, I will trade. If they don't, I'll stay away. Okay? But on the charts, this is what I want to see personally. Let me just hint on. And we see. So there is EUR/USD, and personally, I'm interested in gold, because the whole of yesterday gold had very poor price action. So personally, I'm interested in what? In gold. Okay? Now, like personally, I always look at structure breaks to confirm the bias. Okay? Now, yesterday I was so much hopeful of buys on gold, but gold failed to break the high that I wanted it to break. The high was here, the previous high. Now, like you can clearly see, the structure is bearish on gold. That is the current structure. It is bearish. They are breaking lows and protecting those highs that you're seeing. So as a person who trades the structure, I want to see at least a high broken. And if they don't break the high, I'm not looking for the buys. Now, yesterday, my main interest was seeing the market impulse to the upside and break that most recent high. Okay? This is what I was looking out for yesterday. I think those people in my chasers group, in the breakdown, we had something like this. That is what we are hopeful of seeing. Okay? But currently, they've failed to do that. Maybe they are accumulating and they want to release the whole of what they are accumulating during the news. We don't know. But to a personal level, I just want to see them at least break a high. If they break a high, I'll look for buys. If they don't, the structure still says it's going down. That is a personal view, okay? But since they've been accumulating, that is why I expect two sides out. I expect at least for them to spike in the opposite direction, then turn, or to spike in the real direction, then turn after. That is what I expect as a person. So this was my outlook, but it has not yet been justified. And since we are near the news time, I'm not justifying it, because if at all you want to safeguard your money, the first thing you have to do is look for what you want to see. If it happens, trade. If it does not, chill it. So personally, I was eyeing out for that break of the high, but they failed so far to break the high. Okay? Buys are sensible to everyone, and everyone is pointing out that we are going up. But personally, I've not seen what I want to see. So that is my brief analysis that I had on gold. Then other pairs, actually, EUR/USD made it, but it was not satisfying to me still. EUR/USD made it, but it was not satisfying. Here, EUR/USD managed to break that most recent high, but it was not satisfying again. This one here. This one here. That one there. It was not satisfying. And if at all you look at the current structure, it shows bearishness. Okay? So, to a personal level, I'm not engaging in trading the impact, because I've not seen what I want to see. So, whoever is trading the impact, I'll be watching. Okay? I'm not going to be the liquidity. Yes. This double tops here. So the biggest expectation is for them to do this. That is why most people are actually hopeful for buys. But personally, I'm not. That is why I don't want to trade the impact. I don't want to be caught up on the wrong side. Because when you check very well this thing on a higher time frame, everything is clearly showing bullishness on a higher time frame. So you never know whichever direction they may go. Personally, I'm not in. As that are related to this, there is USD card. It has been in a good bull run. So we expect it to at least pull back. That is why I expect that if they are to buy, at least they have to stop hunt down, then they buy during the news. So if they don't offer that, I'm not trading. Okay? So my analysis is brief and simple. I don't want to be caught up on the wrong side of the market. I'll either be patient and see. If at all it happens, we shall trade. If it does not, let us just calm ourselves down. But a lot of people are actually eyeing out for buys on gold, then Euro USD, then GBP USD. Majority are looking out for buys, but personally, I'm out of the market.
You guys, you get it, but we just let our services like speak for themselves. Understand? Like most of these guys have been trying to say, 90% of the services that we're giving out to our clients are entirely free. And there's something I usually emphasize, like that's the point of you guys always showing up. For instance, the very last one we had, like at Kochi, I urge you guys to come through for this one as well. And just like Praise had started earlier on, like stating, trying to let you guys know that you're not out here to like flip accounts, literally. You're out here to know the best ways to approach like, these markets. For instance, there are certain times when we're not going to be around together. Like let's say during FOMC. FOMC happens at night, you get it. But now, when you're always in that whereby you're always trying to approach the markets in a way like it's more of like a do or die kind of situation where you don't really have the actual knowledge to know how to approach it. You're always going to fail, literally. So the major reason as to why we organize most of these events is to give you guys the rightful knowledge. You get how to approach the market, before the news, or even during times when there is no news. For instance, the classes that we always hold on Saturday. So you always have to show up and get to take advantage of the opportunities that these guys try to push out to you. So then the other thing that I've been brought to speak about majorly, those are some of the products that we have. So we have the funded accounts, we've spoken about them. For anybody that's buying an account like literally today, you guys are going to get that account at a 70% discount. 20%, so you're buying it at 70. 30% discount, so you're buying it at 70. Let's say someone is buying an account of $100, you're going to pay $70. And someone that's buying an account of like $1,000, you're going to pay $700. As long as you're going to buy it today. Then the other thing we have is copy trading. So copy trading, why copy trading? There's a couple of people that are always going to be busy on certain occasions, you understand? You're not going to be all over the market like literally every time. And you very much well know you don't have the willpower to hold your trades. Let's say if you consider that someone that's going to be swimming. So with that, you could trust certain people because their track records are always given out. The only difference is that whenever a specific provider has withdrawn money from their account, you're going to see their performance kind of like decline. But literally, all these guys are good. We're going to have bad days in the market, and the times when you're going to have good days. You understand? So they are literally good. If you feel like you don't really have that confidence, you don't really want to take trades by yourself, you can look out to the leaderboard, see the guys that are performing actually well, then you can take advantage of that specific opportunity. Then maybe the other ones, it could be the IB. So for those of you guys that don't know, when you try to compare, I know you guys are kind of like distracted by those moves, but let me tell you one other thing about these moves. Those moves are going to happen for like a single day, but then you're going to have to show up next week, like on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday. So what are the odds that you're still going to be having a balance in your trading account to continue trading? You get it? So don't be overly excited. So going back, the overall point of IBs Yeah, we do offer IB rewards. Like if you refer anyone to open up an account with TBS through your link, you know, I'm going to post a video. I'm supposed to have posted it, but we're still trying to, you know, go over this overall arrangement and a couple of other activities. So that the video will kind of like help break down each and everything you need to know about the IB rewards, where you go to get the link from, how you get to share that link, how you get to know how many people are on your IB, how you get to know how many rewards you receive for a specific week, where you go to click and withdraw that money in form of what? Of rewards. You can choose any payment option you like, your bank wire, your mobile money. Mobile money seems to be the best you know, option for very many people. So that's it for that. Then I guess, I don't know if there's anyone here who has a question. Maybe you have an account and you're still facing problems, like you're trying to log into your account, you've forgotten the password, you go onto your client area, it's showing you errors, you know, all those things. We're always trying to reach out. Or if you have any other question related to like TBS, anything you really like to know, you put up your hand and ask a question.